Well, we are counting down to the college football playoffs. Right now, I am switching back and forth between the Sun Bowl. Hold on. Let me check here real quick. And the Gator Bowl. Yeah, I forgot the name of this bowl. The Sun Bowl is a blowout so far, 21-0. And the Gator Bowl is just about as big of a blowout, 31-10. Both teams are leading by 21 points, but at least Rutgers is scoring some points. So these bowls are looking lopsided, just like I thought they would. They had to do some swapping around. In the Gator Bowl, Texas A&M had to bow out, so they put in Rutgers. Let me slide this up a little bit. There we go. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to wipe this camera off real quick. Hold on. There we go. That's better. That's better. I know the lighting is a little off, but I have to slide them over a little bit because I got to be able to see the TV. So lighting's a little bit angled at me, so I'm a little bit dark on this side. Let me see if I can switch this to where it's a little bit better. Hold on. There we go. That should be a little bit better. And let me give you an update real quick. Here we go. Let's see, ACC is 1-3. And the Big Ten is now 4-0. The Big Ten is killing it in the bowls, and the SEC is struggling. So is the ACC. The MAC is done. They're done with their bowls. They finished season 2-5. That's terrible. Same with Conference USA, 3-5. Mountain West did really good, 5-1. Sun Belt 3-1. Independence 2-1. The Pac-12 so far 1-1. The ACC a pitiful 1-4. Big 12 2-2 so far. The SEC 1-5. That's the big surprise. The SEC doing terrible in bowls. Big 10 undefeated 4-0. The AAC undefeated 3-0. So we have some surprises during bowl season so far. Still got plenty to go though. Let me check something real quick here. Crap, did the wrong thing. But yeah, Wake Forest killing. No, I didn't count. I didn't count Texas A&M's forfeit. That would be 1-6. And it looks like most people said that they will watch the first playoff game live with me. So hopefully that's a pretty good live show. But as far as these bowls go, lopsided just like I expected. Wake Forest all over Rutgers 31-10, and Washington State all over Central Michigan 21-0. Although I did expect the Central Michigan game to be a little bit closer because they're actually a decent team. But this game right here, not surprising. Hey, what's going on, Mountaineer News 2? We're trying to count down to the first playoff. I think that Cincinnati has a shot, but only if, based on one thing, if they can block out the name and the brand and the history of who they're playing, that mental thing. If they can get over that mental block, I actually think Cincinnati's the better team. But that goes back to the SEC championship. I still believe that Georgia was the better team, but they couldn't get over that mental block. They thought about playing Alabama, Nick Saban, 18 national championships, way too much. Way too much. And even the defensive players said, for whatever reason, Kirby Smart decided to change the defensive scheme. So he overthought it, and we see what happens. When you play Alabama, you can't overthink it. Play to your strengths, and look at Alabama as just another team in your way. Otherwise, you're going to get beat. Yeah, I'm not sitting in the visitor section in Blacksburg. I've already made up my mind about that. I'm definitely with you right there. Pitt, I'm going to be with one of my Pitt subscribers, so I think I'll be fine. But I'll try to stay at least close to the West Virginia fan section. But I actually think our fans will help Pitt fill their own stadium because they have lots of trouble doing that. I think there's going to be a lot of West Virginia fans there. Maybe 65-35 or 60-40, something like that. There's going to be a crap ton of West Virginia fans there, so I'm not too worried about that one. But yeah, Blacksburg, I'm definitely going to be in the West Virginia section because that can get nasty, very very nasty. And they claim the same thing when they come to Morgantown, but it's not true. I was actually at that game, and there was some jawing going, but it wasn't nasty, physical, anything like that. So, but in Blacksburg, definitely going to be in the West Virginia section. Cincinnati does. That's something that people forget about. Cincinnati has a pretty good defense, especially their secondary. If they can force Bryce Young to make some mistakes. Oh, it looks like there's an injury for Wake Forest, and the whole entire team is circled. I missed that. What happened? They got the card out and everything. This is not good. All right. Well, he's up and awake, so that's a good sign. But I missed what happened. Huh. Okay. Well, apparently, who was it though? Mora. Who's Mora? No, that's not the quarterback. Oh, I think it's the defensive personnel for Wake Forest. Okay, well, at least he's okay. I didn't see what happened, but apparently he did something to his leg. It was not good. He doesn't look like he's in that much pain, so there you go. Oh my gosh, 3 different times where we failed to fill our stadium. Pitt never fills their stadium. Y'all didn't even fill your stadium against Clemson. My point is, we do fill our stadium. Yes, there are times that we don't fill our stadium. It happens to everybody. But for Pitt, y'all never fill their stadium. That's my point. And I 100% guarantee that Heinz Field will be packed beyond capacity because we will help you fill it up. And that's not just me as a West Virginia fan talking to you as a Pitt fan. Everybody knows this. Like, this is common knowledge. It's like Miami, the Hurricanes. They can't fill their stadium either. It is what it is. All I'm saying is we're going to have a crap ton of fans there, so either way, your stadium's going to be filled. It's going to be filled for that game. I didn't say that our fans was going to fill up your stadium more than your fans in that particular game. I do think it'll be like 65-35 or maybe 60-40. But if you weren't playing West Virginia, your stadium wouldn't be packed out. That was my point. Never said that there will be less Pitt fans than West Virginia fans in that game. Never said that. I just think that we're going to help you pack it out. I think Heinz Field holds what 65,000, something like that. So there's probably going to be like 40,000 Pitt fans there, and then 15, 20,000 West Virginia fans. So no, I don't think there's going to be more West Virginia fans there. But if you weren't playing West Virginia, it wouldn't be packed. It's going to be. I'm excited about that game. I'm very excited. We got a sneak peek into what Pitt will look like in the bowl game in the Peach Bowl, and I think we have a pretty decent shot of beating Pitt. Especially, we do have to make some changes though. We need an offensive coordinator, and that offensive line has got to get better. But our defense will be just fine. It's the offense that I'll be worried about. Talkus Pitt says, I mean, you're pointing out the obvious when it comes to filling up the stadium when our most hated rival comes to town. What's your point? That's what I was talking about. Like that was I mean, yeah, it's an obvious point, but that's what I was talking about. Just because it's obvious doesn't mean I can't say it. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to say there, bud. My question is, how do you not pack out your own stadium when you're playing Clemson? That's just insane in my eyes. I fully Even before the game, I actually expected that to be a sellout and for it to be totally packed. It was not. So that actually surprised me. This will guarantee, you know, even if, and I don't think Pitt fans are not going to show up. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if that were to happen and Pitt fans, for whatever reason, you know, showed up in less numbers than I anticipated, West Virginia fans would make sure that stadium would be filled. So no matter what, that stadium's going to be filled. Either way, however you slice it, Heinz Field is going to be packed out because it's the backyard brawl. We got the grammar police here. Come on, Talkus Pit. That doesn't even really matter. I mean, I try to spell things correctly, but slip-ups happen. Come on. Just call it the ketchup bottle. How about that? We all know how to spell that. I am definitely not a Steelers fan. I am unfortunately a Bengals fan. So college college football, basketball, of course, West Virginia. NFL football, the Bengals, and MLB baseball, the Reds. So I'm in no man's land. Like, man, always. And I was born at a time where the big red machine was kind of dying down. I did see, what was it, the 89 or 88 World Series where I think Cincinnati won it that year. Pretty sure, but since then we had a few good years under Dusty Baker, but besides that, Rutgers went for it on fourth down. It looks like they're short. Yep, they're short. So Wake Forest gets the ball back up 31-10. About 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. This one's pretty much over. Chiefs winning on Sunday? Yeah, probably. Chiefs are really, really hot right now, even though they got off to a slow start. Kind of surprised me, but they're looking much, much better. So I definitely don't disagree with that. Yeah, the Peach Bowl yesterday, 41,000. That's not a lot. It's better than these bowls though. The Gator Bowl is looking 25,000 if they're lucky, maybe 30,000. That's pushing it. I'm not sure about the Sun Bowl. Hold on. Let me check. No, that's what I was on. Gator Bowl. Now I'm checking the Sun Bowl. Okay. And of course, commercials on that as well. Will any group of five team compete for the playoffs next year or the year after? No. With Cincinnati, think about this. With Cincinnati, UCF, Houston, and BYU joining the Big 12, what other group of five is going to compete or at least even be close to getting to the playoffs? Anybody, off the top of your head. Cincinnati's off the board. UCF's, well, I guess they're not going into the Big 12 next year, but in a couple years. I mean, those are your four major brands. I don't see any other team. And Cincinnati does lose a lot from this team this year, so I don't expect them to be competing for the playoffs next year. This was kind of a culmination of building a resume, not just this year, but last year as well. So it's kind of a rollover. So it's actually it's taken Cincinnati 2 years to get to this point. This wasn't just one great year. They had to have a great year last year and a great year this year. That's what group of five teams have to do. They have to actually create some history. They're not going to get in the playoffs with just one great year. They have to actually create history. So, yeah. Y'all give me 1 second. My wife is home. Uh, for holidays, they let them off early. I'll be right back. So if anybody pops in wondering where I'm at, y'all let them know. All right. I trust my mods. And I got my new hat, so I get to wear that today. Um, quick story. Quick story. My wife ordered this hat through the mail. Which way do I need to go? That way. Looks a little crooked. It's alright. Give me 1 second. So, my wife ordered this hat for me. And the UPS person stuck it in the mailbox, and somebody stole it. I live in the upstate of South Carolina, okay? So, I'm living in the upstate of South Carolina, and somebody steals my West Virginia hat. You're not going to get any money for it. I live in Clemson territory, so it seemed like a pointless crime. But anyways, we told Amazon that we didn't get it, and there we go. So, we're good to go. I really like it. This is my new favorite hat. So, you'll be seeing it a lot. And it works out good because this is a black. This is my new hoodie. Black hoodie, white hat. Love it. But yeah, people will steal anything. I'm telling you. It's ridiculous. Quick reminder, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. That helps hit the YouTube algorithm. Sorry, these cords. I gotta find a cord manager, that's for sure. Anyways, if you haven't hit the like button, it's easy, fast, free, and it helps the video tremendously. We are 52 subscribers away from 5,000, actually. 52. We gained some more last night. And if you would like to support Golden Blue Dude financially, monetarily, there's always that super chat button down on your bottom right. It is that $sign. And we'll post a PayPal link if you want to donate through there. Every bit will go to me. I have quit my job. This is my job. This is my job now, guys. And the bills, they don't, just because I do this for a living doesn't mean that the bills stop and expenses stop and, you know, upgrades don't cost money. Everything still costs money. So every donation helps. Every little bit helps. And I know y'all are a great subscriber base. And we're almost to 5,000. Almost to 5,000. Yeah, I was actually, you know what? I was actually looking through the celebrity deaths. Me and my wife were talking about this. Celebrity deaths. And there were some people that died that I didn't know about that made me sad. Sometimes I get names mixed up. But the grandpa on the Goldbergs, I love that show, the Goldbergs. He passed away. The grandma that was on Raising Hope, I love that show as well. She died. So, yeah, it's two shows that I still watch on Hulu, The Goldbergs and Raising Hope. So, yeah, I'm sad about that because I really like those actors. They were really funny, really good. And, of course, Joe Madden. Yeah. I actually got that breaking news while I was going live, so that was part of my childhood right there. Part of my childhood passed away. Especially when he was the color commentary for Fox. Man, him and Pat Summerall, that was sports to me. That was sports. By the way, I was wrong earlier. Washington State isn't blowing Central Michigan out. Central Michigan is blowing Washington State out. So let me correct myself there. Central Michigan is whooping Washington State 21-0. 21-0. So, yeah, I had a feeling that Central Michigan had a shot in this because they're a pretty good team. I had to step outside because my wife got home early from work. And I got my new hat finally because somebody stole it and they had to resend it. Hank Aaron, that was another name. Yes, Hammer and Hank. He held the record for most home runs for a long time before Barry Bonds broke that. Which I still think it should be Hank Aaron because Barry Bonds cheated. And I was a big Barry Bonds fan, but man, can't cheat. I don't respect that. Central Michigan looking to add on to Washington State. My gosh. I was not expecting that. Norm Macdonald, yep. I remember him most from My Name is Earl. He was Chubby Jr. and from Adam Sandler movies. So, and Bobby Bowden, yep, remember that as well. It's been a long year as far as celebrities passing away. Talk his pit with the cheap shot boy. Man, why, man? Why? Why? I didn't catch that. He stole my hate. Okay. You use my hate to wipe. Trying to picture that. That one's tough to picture, but okay. Related to John Madden on your dad's side. That's cool. Didn't know that. Hmm. I don't think I'm related to anybody famous or anything like that. No, I do not think Alabama will go more towards the ground game. I think what they do the best is through the air with Bryce Young. Now, if Cincinnati's secondary can slow that down, then Alabama might have to go to the ground to open that up more. So it all depends on how Cincinnati's secondary reacts to that. So we'll have to see about that. But the big thing is the mental game. If Cincinnati can get over who they're playing, the history of Alabama, Nick Saban, everything that comes with Alabama, if they can get over that and not get mentally beat before the game even starts, they have a shot. So we'll see in the first probably 5 to 6 minutes of this football game whether Cincinnati has a shot or not. If they come out all starstruck, we're in the playoffs, we're playing mighty Alabama. I hope we have a shot against it. If they come out like that, they don't have a shot. But if they come out focused, block out where they're at, who they're playing, what's at stake, if they can block all that out, they have a shot. What did I say? They have a shot. So this is going to be a mental game for Cincinnati. Alabama's been there, done that. Rinse and repeat. And I stick to what I said at the beginning of the season. This was going to be a letdown year for Alabama. They were one game away from missing the playoffs, but Georgia got starstruck and intimidated by the brand of Alabama, and here we are. Again, Alabama #1 in the playoffs. Everything changed with the SEC championship. Everything changed. If Alabama would have lost that, they wouldn't even be in the playoffs. Not only did they not lose it, but they whooped Georgia, and now all of a sudden they're #1. If you look at the regular season, Georgia I still feel is the #1 team. I know Alabama whooped them, but if you look at the regular season, Alabama didn't look like the #1 team. I mean, they got beat by an 8-4 Texas A&M, survived LSU, survived Arkansas, survived Auburn, survived Florida. I mean, they survived a lot of games. So I'm not going to let one game make me forget about the rest of the season. Now, does that mean that they're not the best right now? No. They could be on a hot streak. The brand helping them, all that stuff, the mental game. They could most definitely win the national championship. More than capable. They have the best coach of all time. Alabama has the best coach of all time. So, you can't ever discount them. But you also can't forget about what we saw in the regular season. I can't discount that. The Gator Bowl is out of control. Wake Forest whooping Rutgers 38-10. I think we all knew that was going to happen. Surprisingly, in the Sun Bowl, Central Michigan is whooping Washington State. But it looks like Washington State held them out of the end zone. Whoa, that was close to a safety. And Washington State has the ball, but they're about to punt it again. So field position is killing Washington State. No, I don't think Michigan's winning the national championship. I don't think Michigan's beating Georgia. I believe the Georgia that we saw throughout the regular season is the real Georgia. It's just, will Kirby Smart coach them out of a win? That's the big unknown. We saw Kirby Smart do it in the SEC championship. Defensive players coming out and saying, he changed the defensive scheme because we're playing Alabama. Why did you do that? You don't need... What you were doing throughout the regular season was working. Why did you change the game plan? That, especially on defense, y'all had the most dominating defense I've seen in a very, very long time. Very long time. You don't change something. You don't fix something that's not broke. And that's what he tried to do, and he broke it. So he needs to get back to what they were doing. Don't do what broke you. Go back to what was working. It makes no sense. Appreciate that, Chris. You know, I just love college football. And I'm kind of blown away that we're knocking on the door of 5,000 subscribers because I'm just being myself. I get accused of trying to be like Uncle Lou. Y'all know I'm not like Uncle Lou. And being stupid and not, you know, the trolls are out there. And it comes with the territory. But overall, I'm blown away by everybody liking my content because I'm just being me. I'm just being myself. So what you see is what you get, and we're definitely knocking on the door of 5,000, and I'm super surprised. Honestly, here's how my goals were set out. I wanted to be to 100 subscribers by the end of year 1, 500 subscribers by the end of year 2, and 1,000 subscribers by the end of year 3. So my goal was to be to 1,000 subscribers by the start of year 3. We're a little over 2 years, knocking on the door of 2.5 years, and we're almost to 5,000 subscribers. So y'all have exceeded my expectations. Blown away. Blown away. We are at 4,948 subscribers. So 52 away from 5,000. That is amazing. And 5,000 is another big goal. You have 1,000, which gets you to being able to monetize. Then the next step is 5,000. YouTube starts recommending your videos even more when you hit 5,000. And then when you hit 10,000, you get recommended even more. And you get a bigger revenue share. And I think it goes from like 45% to like 65%, something like that. So these goals, the big ones, 1,000, 5,000, and 10,000. And we're knocking on the door of 5,000. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see some predictions. Who y'all got? Cincinnati, Alabama, Michigan, Georgia. I hate to say it, I have Alabama, Georgia. I would love to see Cincinnati beat Alabama. I'd like to see Cincinnati, Georgia, the rematch of the Peach Bowl from last year. That would be awesome. But I have Alabama, Georgia, with Georgia winning it all. If they can get the mental game out of their head. That's the one thing you cannot trust, that mental game. Mountaineer News 2 has Cincinnati 31, Alabama 17. Jack Harrington has what I have, Alabama versus Georgia in the national championship. Neo has Bama and Georgia in the Natty. Yeah, I think Cincinnati is capable of beating Alabama, but it's that mental game and who they're playing and the lights and being starstruck, all that stuff. You can't get beat mentally. Otherwise, it's game over before you take the field. Joe Rogan has Bama, Michigan. Taco Spit has Michigan, Alabama. Oh, that would be my worst nightmare. That's absolutely who I don't want to see. Well, I actually Georgia Georgia Bama. We don't want to see a SEC championship rematch. So I guess, yeah, I would put Michigan, Alabama above that for sure. Kuz's Corner has Bama 48, Cincinnati 28. That definitely could happen. Alabama's depth could wear out Cincinnati. They could keep it close by halftime, and then Alabama. I mean, we saw Alabama Tennessee where Tennessee kept it close, and then the depth in the fourth quarter caught up to them, and Bama ended up winning like 52-25, something like that. Ray Finkel's house has 48-21 Alabama. Yeah, I expect Uncle Lou to break a TV if Georgia loses to Michigan. I think the most improbable matchup that nobody is talking about, as far as percentage wise, is Michigan Cincinnati. What if that happened? Trey Sargent has Alabama beating Cincinnati 34-31 and Georgia beating Michigan 45-24. How would y'all feel about, I'm not asking you to predict this. I'm saying if it happened. Well, Central Michigan just missed a field goal. If Michigan and Cincinnati ended up in the national championship, how crazy would that be? The most improbable matchup, Michigan and Cincinnati. Oh, by the way, those bottles I have back there, that one was sent to me. That's the Georgia 1980. And then the one to the left is the one that I was actually able to buy around here, the Clemson one, where they have the 1981, and then it was the 2016 and 2018 national championships. So I was able to buy the Clemson one, and then the Georgia one was sent to me. So I let my P.O. box expire, but I'm gonna re-up that. So if y'all want to send me some stuff, I'll have that out shortly. As soon as college football season starts winding down, I'll re-up on my P.O. box, and people can send me some stuff representing their team. So the game plan, as far as my background goes, you probably won't be able to see the whole thing whenever... I'm going to take the camera. You probably won't be able to see the whole thing whenever I'm doing a live show. But basically, to the right, back over here, I'm going to have shelves curving out from the back to the front. Same thing with that side. I'm going to have shelves on that side curving out. So whenever I'm doing my regular videos, it's going to add more depth because you'll see the shelves coming out from the back. And yes, it will involve college football mini helmets, because if you're a college football YouTube channel, eventually you have to have college football mini helmets in your background. That's like a must. You have to do it. So the setup is going to be a curved setup. It's going to add dimension. I think it's going to look really, really good. Really, really good. But it's going to cost some money, so that's why I need y'all's help. Any little donation helps. You have the super chat, which is the little dollar sign to your bottom right in the comment section, and the PayPal, which I'll try to get the PayPal link in the comments here in a little bit. So any little bit helps. I have big ideas for my studio, but it does cost money, and the bills, they don't stop. So even though I'm doing this full time, the bills, they keep coming. So any donation helps, and I greatly appreciate it. I actually like that score prediction, Jack. Georgia wins 27-17. I like it. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and 27-17 will seem like a blowout, even though 27-17, that's only a 10-point margin. But if we watch the entire game, it probably will seem like a blowout. It's kind of like the first game of the year, Clemson and Georgia. They only won 10-3, but if you watch the entire game, there was no doubt that Georgia was winning that. Thank you, Sensu YT. I think that stands for YouTube. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sensu Y2. $1.99. Georgia or Michigan. I got Georgia. because I saw what they did in the regular season. That one game against Alabama, it's tough because we saw Kirby Smart overthink again. So if Kirby Smart overthinks, then it's going to be Michigan. Oh, Washington State, big play, maybe to the house. Nope, somebody going to catch him? Nope. Oh, down to the 16. That was like a 60-yard pass, almost to the house. Thank you, Shane M 1980, for your $5 super chat. Appreciate it. That's definitely going to go towards the background enhancement. But what a play by Washington State. They are down 21-0, so they needed something. They're running out of time. It's about 5 minutes left in the third quarter. But it looks like their offense is starting to come to life. Another 7-yard touchdown. They're about 9-yard line, so they needed that. It comes down to the mental game. That's what I think the playoffs come down to. Cincinnati has to get over the Alabama effect. I call it the Alabama effect. Who they're playing, all the history, the coach, everything. And Georgia needs their coach to not overthink the game. Bottom line. Georgia needs Kirby Smart to not overthink the game. If he doesn't overthink, Georgia is the better team. But if he overthinks, Georgia could lose. Thank you, Since You YT, for another super chat. This time $4.99. He says, I think Michigan can win if they can score a lot during the first half. But if it is low scoring, I think Georgia will end up winning. I agree with that. I do agree with that. But I would also add into that Kirby Smart. His coaching will be the make or break for Georgia. Kirby Smart's coaching, whether he overthinks or he allows Georgia to play to their own strengths, that's gonna be the tale of the tape. Joe Rogan with the $10 super chat. Get yourself some enhancements, brother. Hey, it's happening. It's happening. I'll go into the hole if I have to, but I appreciate the support. All that money will go towards enhancing my background. But either way, it's going to happen. I'll go into debt a little bit if I have to, but I'd rather not. That's why I asked for donations. So greatly appreciated. I appreciate all the support you guys have given me. Proving me right. Best subscriber base on YouTube. Awesome. Let me ask y'all this quick question. To me, this is the lowest percentage matchup possible. Cincinnati versus Michigan. If y'all have to give me a percentage, what would y'all say the chances of us having a Cincinnati versus Michigan national championship? In your opinion, what's the chances of us having a Michigan versus Cincinnati national championship? I'd like to hear from y'all. By the way, I think we got a targeting call on Central Michigan. No, maybe not. I know it was personal foul. Ray Finkel, 15%. That I'm actually surprised, but I like it. Shane M 1980 says 5%. Fallen Hero, the Basement Legend, says 1%. Bama Man 8888 says 0.019%. So that's 19 1,000th percentage. Yeah. Let's see. Jeff Webster, less than 10%. Talkus Pitt, 2.5%. Christopher McDavitt, 10%. Joe Rogan with 20%. TND, 7.5%. Stephen E. Straight, 40%. That's high. Neo says about a 10%. So there's a little bit of a difference of opinion here. I like it. So we have as low as a 0.01.9% all the way up to a 40%. Yes, Betty White did pass away. And the crazy thing is, I was watching the My Name is Earl episode where she played the witch last night. So that's crazy. Jeffrey Russell says 35%. So we have a wide range on people's opinion on possibly getting the matchup between Michigan and Georgia in the national championship. I personally think it's low, but if I have to put, I would say between 5 and 10%. Because, I mean, Cincinnati and Georgia, they are good teams. And I would definitely give Georgia the higher percentage. It's Cincinnati. Well, Michigan. Sorry. I would definitely give Michigan the higher percentage. It's Cincinnati. Can they get over the who they're playing? Who they're playing? Around 9:30 this morning. That is crazy. I am not even playing. I just got real internet probably about 2-3 weeks ago, so I haven't been able to stream in a very long time. Two of my favorite shows are My Name is Earl and Raising Hope. And last night I just so happened to watch the episode where Betty White played the crazy witch lady, and then she passes away this morning. So I got in, I got in one more episode featuring Betty White before she passed away. That is crazy. But she lived a long full life. It is sad and she will be missed, but she lived a long full life. So rest in peace, Betty White. You were a national treasure, and you will be missed. I agree with you, Bama Man. 8888. I could see one or the other of them making it, but both of them, no way. That's why it's the lowest. That's why it's the lowest. I agree with that. One more question. Let's see. How do I want to word this? Let me think. I wish Joey were in the chat because he could set up this poll real quick. I might wait. I think he'll join here in a little bit, so I might wait till he does that because the one that I'm thinking of has multiple options. But I do like the answers that I got for what percentage y'all think is there a chance for there being a Michigan Cincinnati national championship. We'll see. We are right now. I'm watching the Sun Bowl and the Gator Bowl. Gator Bowl is a blowout. Sun Bowl on the verge of a blowout, but Washington State just scored, so I think it's either 21-6 or 21-7. And I am in a comment war with a Pitt fan. Check this out. So I posted my Pitt video where Michigan State beat them, and I'm in a back and forth with a Pitt fan. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Questions will be answered today, though. Today is the day, the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest day of college football. And we're only about 45 minutes away from kickoff. I'm excited. I am very, very excited. And I posted a video yesterday, and this is what I titled it: USC Junior beats the Tar out of the Tar Heels. And the biggest response that I'm getting are from South Carolina fans saying, I'm not going to mention names, but one of them said, I don't think it's fair calling South Carolina USC Junior. Not at the present time anyway. Southern Cal has the bigger brand national championships. Let's see. Hold on. Man, they went off on me. Oh, crap. Washington State just intercepted Central Michigan again, so this game can get interesting fast. Oh, the South Carolina fans, they were mad. Oh, South Carolina was a university before Southern Cal, so we're not USC Junior. You're disrespecting South Carolina by calling us USC Junior. It's just the thing that goes around. Like, pretty much the entire nation thinks of USC as Southern Cal. It's not really disrespect. I mean, they have a bigger brand, and they have actual national championships. It is what it is. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm not trying to disrespect South. I don't have a dog in the fight. Like, that's just what that's how my brain works. I've always known Southern Cal as uh, USC Junior. So but like I said yesterday, the way South Carolina beat North Carolina yesterday, they have they have earned the title of the real Carolina, and they're going to play North Carolina again in 2023. Maybe North Carolina can take that title back, but until 2023, South Carolina is the real Carolina. It is what it is. That's what that game was all about, in my opinion. Who was the real Carolina? Right now, South Carolina is the real Carolina. They earned it. I'm giving it to them. You know, it is. But as far as USC, that's always going to be Southern Cal. Uh, South Carolina isn't even the best Gamecocks. Sorry, not sorry. I would disagree with that. I think South Carolina. I mean, I know Jacksonville State beat Florida State, but I would have to give that to South Carolina for sure. Same thing with West Virginia and Appalachian State. Appalachian State's up and coming, and they did beat Michigan way back when, but I think most people would consider West Virginia the real Mountaineers. Not saying that Appalachian State's not the Mountaineers. Of course they are, but as far as like the best Mountaineers, I would say West Virginia, and I would say South Carolina the best Gamecocks. But I think Jacksonville State is bumping up to FBS, so they might be able to prove something about that. They need to schedule that, Jacksonville State and South Carolina. That's it. Yeah, but look at Florida State. They were terrible this year. Like, if South Carolina would have played Florida State this year, pretty sure South Carolina would have won. So I get what you're saying, but Florida State was a terrible team. They're historically bad right now. Browning Talk Network says, I call SC USCAR, like University of South Carolina. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Yeah. All right, so Washington State. They are in a second and goal on the Central Michigan 5. They're trying to make it a one-score game, and oh. That could have been a late hit. That should have been a late hit, actually. But he was wide open. That was on the quarterback. Yeah, I think South Carolina, and now that Jacksonville State is going to be FBS, I think they should schedule that at least. A home and home for 4 years, maybe skip 2 years and another home and home. You could fill that in with the FCS, because Jacksonville State used to be FCS, and Gamecocks versus Gamecocks. I'm for that. That would be awesome. And then you could actually prove. I thought it was one hand catch. Washington State needed that. What an opportunity. They might blow it. That was a chance. Sensu YT, another super chat, this time $4.99. I appreciate that, by the way. He says, what do you think West Virginia needs to get our offensive line better? Well, for one thing, we need an offensive coordinator. I mean, that is a must. I would say, Washington State went for it, and they got a touchdown, so one-score game now. So, yes, definitely an offensive coordinator. That we have to get one. If we don't get a decent offensive coordinator, it's going to be a long season next year. I'll go this far. If West Virginia doesn't get an offensive coordinator, that could cost Neil Brown's job. If he doesn't go out and get an offensive coordinator, it could cost him his own job. And the offensive line coach is not looking good either. So that needs to be dealt with. Listen, West Virginia has the talent on offensive line. We're recruiting at a high level on the offensive line. It was a very young offensive line, but we didn't see any improvement from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. That's a problem. You can use that excuse of a young offensive line at the beginning of the season. You can't use that excuse at the end of the season. You have to see improvement. I saw no improvement. So it's a combination of things. Definitely offensive coordinator and somebody to get that talent to gel together, because we have a talented offensive line. They didn't work together very well. I don't know why, but they didn't. Oklahoma's going to do well in the SEC. I think they'll be maybe like a Georgia where they can be really, really good, but not dominating like Alabama. So maybe Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Texas. They'll be lucky to get to a bowl. I mean, they got beat by Kansas this year. They're not headed in a good direction. I get why Texas hired Steve Sarkisian because he was at Alabama. They're headed to the SEC. I understand that, but firing Tom Herman to hire Steve Sarkisian that was stupid. At best, that was a lateral move. Now it's looking like a backwards move. So even worse. I was saying at best, you're eating a big time buyout to make a lateral move. And that's if everything works out. It's looking like it's not going to work out. So this might be a backwards move for them. By the way, the Sun Bowl is all of a sudden interesting. Central Michigan was leading Washington State 21-0. Now it is 21-14. So this is getting very interesting. Oklahoma did have somewhat of a letdown year this year, and yeah, West Virginia had a shot of beating Oklahoma, but again, a stupid offense. That was on the offensive line too because Zach Frazier hiked it before he put his hand down. I don't know what he saw that made him hike it, and it cost us a chance at a game-winning field goal. And instead, Oklahoma got the ball back, and they kicked the game-winning field goal. We were close to beating Oklahoma at Oklahoma, so I was actually pleasantly surprised about that. We do get Oklahoma back in Morgantown next year, so if we have some massive offense, I trust our defense. We lost a lot of talent on defense, and we didn't take a huge step back. We did take a step back, but not huge. So it's our offense. Sun Bowl, high drama now, and Washington State is stuffing them. So the momentum is definitely with Washington State right now. Central Michigan has led the entire game. They were up 21-0. Washington State has scored 14 unanswered points. High drama about to go down. Let me check the other game real quick. It might be over, actually, because they're doing pregame. Yeah, it looks like it. And we are only about 30 minutes from Cincinnati, Alabama. I'm ready. I'm excited. I hope it's a good game. Whether Cincinnati wins or whether Alabama wins, I just want it to be a good game. Sick of the blowouts. This bowl season's been ridiculous. I will say that Music City Bowl yesterday, that was amazing. That's probably the best bowl of the entire bowl season so far. Definitely the best bowl of the entire bowl season so far. But the Sun Bowl is starting to creep up there. Let's see what happened here. I turned it right when something happened. Oh, that was holding on Central Michigan. All right, so never mind. Oh, man. Jeffrey Russell says 30 minutes till Cincy pulls the smackdown on Alabama. Well, I don't know about that. But if they come out starstruck and intimidated, it's going to be a long day for Cincinnati. Those first few minutes are going to be super important. They need to play within themselves and think of Alabama as just another team. That's the only way they have a chance. If Cincinnati can get off to a fast start, they have a shot. If they get behind early, it might be game over. Man, Washington State's defense is rising to the occasion all of a sudden. This is starting to be a good bowl. A little bit of a high snap, but he handled it well. But it got Central Michigan off their timing, and that was a loss. Oh, man. So, what's the matchup that everybody is hoping for? Not what you think's going to happen. What is the national championship matchup that you are hoping for? What matchup are you hoping for? Not what's the most probable or most improbable. Which matchup are you hoping for the most for the national championship? Let's see what we get here. Alabama, Michigan. Michigan, Cincinnati. Georgia, Alabama. Alabama, Georgia. Georgia, Alabama. Cincinnati, Michigan. Cincinnati, Michigan. Alabama, Michigan. I like the Cincinnati, Michigan, and Alabama, Michigan. I like those. I like those. I'm definitely not wanting another Georgia Bama matchup. Jeff Webster agrees. He wants Bama, Michigan. They've already beaten Georgia. They don't want to. They don't care about beating them again. They've already proved that. So I think that's what most Alabama fans are open for. They want a shot at Michigan. They don't care about Georgia. They already beat them, which I agree with that. I do. If I was an Alabama fan, that's how I would vote. I don't think hardly anybody wants Bama, Georgia, but that's probably what we're gonna get. Cincinnati, Michigan. 2-game losing streak. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, if Georgia loses to Michigan, man, ooh, does Kirby Smart get on the hot seat? Probably not. No, no, no. But my gosh, dadgummit. Uh, uh, that I don't know. I would definitely be fed up as a Georgia fan if that happened. Hey, if you stumbled onto this live show, you have no idea what you're watching. Hey, this is a college football YouTube channel. You can ask my subscribers. I do college football videos every single day, even in the off season. I outwork the other YouTube channels in the off season. So, if you love college football, hit the subscribe button. If you decide later on that you don't like it, hey, you can always hit the unsubscribe button. It doesn't cost you a penny. So hit the subscribe button, see what we're all about, and see if you like it. Because we are only 52 subscribers away from 5,000. 52. 52. So you can get us one subscriber closer to 5,000. And that is a big goal in the YouTube community. And you can help us get there. Can't do it without you. And yes, I am dedicated. I love college football and can't get enough of it. Even in the off season, there's always news going on, guys. Whenever me and my brother first started talking about this, I said, and this was about 6 to 8 months after I started the channel. I said, you know what? I think I could do a video every day. He's like, you're out of your mind. I'm like, dude, ESPN has news about it every day. If ESPN can do it, I can do it. So it started off as a bet, and guess what? 18 months later, we're still doing a video every day. I'm on an 18-month streak of at least one college football video every single day. And sometimes the day is so packed with big news that I do multiple videos. 18 months. 18 months. I think it might be longer than, hold on. So 12 months was back in, June? So July, August, September, October, November. No, 16 months. Excuse me, 16 months. But still, 16 months straight, not missing a day. And I don't plan on missing a day. Even when I had COVID. I was still putting out videos every day. Oh, it looks like Central Michigan is about to, oof. That was a big run. They needed that. Alright, guys. I am going to hop off here real quick. And, the first semifinal comes on in 30 minutes. So I'll be back for that. But I need a break. I need to eat and, use the bathroom. Might as well just be honest. I gotta eat and use the bathroom. So we're going to take a 30-minute break. I'll be back. Great turnout for an unscheduled live show. I knew y'all would do it. You did it. Awesome. Appreciate it. Hats off to you guys. You guys are the one that make the channel. I'm just the voice and the face. If y'all don't show up, there's no golden blue dude. So congratulations once again. Great turnout. Anyways, I'm going to hop off